Okay, let's just dive right in. If you've been endlessly scrolling through listings, trying to conquer the absolutely fast-paced Hyderabad rental market without totally breaking the bank, you are in exactly the right place. In this explainer, we're going to cut right through all the noise. We're breaking down the data, mapping out the exact localities, and giving you the specific tactics you need to actually secure a budget PG.
So, 8,000 rupees. That is our magic number for today. Now let's be real. Finding a room on this tight of a budget is undeniably tough. The market is incredibly competitive. But, and this is absolutely crucial, it is still possible if you deploy the right strategy. What we're looking at here is a classic tug-of-war. On one side, you've got this massive, steady demand near the metros, the coaching centers, and those bustling IT hubs. I mean, everyone wants that convenience, right? But on the flip side, there's incredibly limited supply. The best price rooms in these prime spots literally vanish in real time.
So here is our tactical game plan for today. 1. The 8,000 rupees challenge. 2. Expectation versus reality. 3. Hyderabad's best value zones. 4. The smart search strategy. And 5. Making your move.
All right, on to section 1, the 8,000 rupee challenge, navigating a high-demand market.
Now, the golden ticket everyone is hunting for is this specific mix. Low rent, food included, reliable Wi-Fi, and a short commute. Finding all 4 of these under 8 grand, well, it's a bit like finding an empty road in Madhapar at 6 p.m. Pretty much impossible. Because absolutely everyone wants this exact setup. These listings trigger a total race the second they hit the market.
Let's move to section 2, expectation versus reality, and what your 8,000 rupees actually buys.
At this specific price point, you're actually securing a pretty solid foundation of essentials. We're talking shared occupancy, basic meals, regular housekeeping, Wi-Fi, and security. The trick here is really a mindset shift. You have to start treating shared occupancy not as some sort of downgrade, but as a super smart strategic compromise that buys you a great location. You do need to remember, though, that this budget has hard boundaries. If you start chasing luxuries like air conditioning or insisting on a private room with 0 roommates, you will immediately shatter that $8,000 ceiling. Those extras just have to be left off the must-have list for now. I really love this perspective from the source material. A clean, shared room positioned exactly where you need to be for work or study is almost always a smarter choice than stretching your finances for a private room you literally only use to sleep in. It just makes financial sense.
Okay, section 3, Hyderabad's best value zones, or exactly where you need to be looking.
Geographical strategy is basically everything here. If you absolutely need IT and office proximity, you'll want to focus on the outskirts of Madhapur and Gachibowli. For transit and coaching, Amirpet and SR Nagar are your prime spots. But the real balanced value, offering this great mix of transport, food, and housing, lies in places like Kukatpally, Miapur, KPHB, and Musapet. And hey, don't ignore Dilsuknagar or Tarnika either. The most expensive pockets are not always the most practical ones.
Next up, section 4, the smart search strategy. How to act fast and smart.
Now, this brings us to a major trap. You might stumble on a listing that looks incredibly cheap on paper, maybe even under 7,000 rupees. But before you celebrate, you really have to stop and ask yourself, what exactly isn't being advertised here?
Right, so before you hand over a single rupee, verify the hidden details using this checklist. What are the exact food timings? Will your work schedule force you to miss meals and just buy outside food anyway? Are electricity charges totally separate? How often does the cleaning actually happen? Uncovering these hidden fees right away ensures your affordable room doesn't suddenly become painfully expensive.
There's also the total cost of living to consider. Choosing a cheaper rent that forces a long, daily commute, that might actually cost you way more in the end. Sometimes paying just slightly higher rent to be within walking distance of work or college saves you a ton of money on transport. And honestly, it saves you hours of daily stress too. So here is your rapid action plan. First, shortlist 3 to 5 localities. Second, compare the rent, food, and sharing types across them. Third, run your hidden costs and commute checks. And finally, number 4, book immediately. You literally cannot wait for the perfect spot because the strongest affordable spaces are snatched up within hours.
Which perfectly leads us into section 5, making your move, why speed is your greatest asset.
The harsh reality of this market is that people are out there comparing rents every single day. The lower the rent, the faster that room moves. If you find a space that checks your major boxes, hesitation is your absolute worst enemy.
Delaying even a few hours just to think about it will more than likely cost you the chance. To outmaneuver all that competition, you need the right tools. Platforms like letWizard help you search way faster and compare rooms efficiently. It really cuts down on the wasted time that normally causes renters to lose out on those instantly vanishing listings.
Well, you now have the playbook. You know the high-value zones, the sneaky hidden costs to dodge, and the reality that speed is quite literally everything. The 8,000 rupees challenge is intense, for sure, but it is fully beatable. So I'll leave you with this final question. Now that you know exactly what to look for, are you ready to claim your space? Or are you going to let the market outpace you yet again?